Electricity is the main factor in technology. Maybe you're interested in learning electrons flow and electricity, but you're finding it that hard. Maybe you've been taught electricity in the hard way that you actually hate it. Here we brought you electricity in a whole new form which will fill your passion and take you to a whole new level in understanding electricity. We took electricity to imagination. Welcome to our supporting journey, Flying Electrons, Episode 2. Let's take the flash. In this episode, we're going to describe how current flows through a full circuit and the factors that affect the electrons flow, making circuits reading and understanding a lot more easier and fun, and finally fast. Continue the video and have fun. In the previous video, we learned how electrons flow through a wire. Now we're going to describe what will happen if we added some extra resistance to the system. What if we connected it in parallel? Okay, this is a positive battery element, the positive side, and this is the negative one. We have a wire and a wire without any resistance. You know, it's just theoretical. And another wire that has some resistance here, then going back to negative, closing our circuit. Now let's have a deeper look. We have sector 1 with normal electrons flow when electrons suddenly faces two paths. These two paths are represented in sector 1. Electrons start being separated in both wires, the normal wire and the resistance added wire. Here we're gonna learn how resistance acts with electrons. In sector 2 we're going to describe the difference between both wires. Here in the normal wire you're gonna find no limitations, which means the current flows and the charges flows normally, okay? But for the resistance wire there is neutral elements block the charges flow, okay, which is called resistance, okay? The sector 1 we have the electrons flow, then the neutral elements are going to, you know, block the electrons flow and starts blocking one after another to let very few electrons flowing in sector 3. In sector 3 we're going to find the normal wire flowing with electrons easily, but for the resistance wire we're going to find very few electrons flowing, and it just passed through the neutral elements you know, hardly. Due to the excessive force on sector 1, very few charges flow. We have in sector 1 very high, enormous power and speed of electrons. It's gonna hit the neutral elements and then hit the one after it and hit the one after it. Then after some time stamps you're going to find the electrons flow very weakly through sector 3 in the resistance wire. Then we're gonna reach sector 4 where the normal electrons flow again.